Okay, thanks for watching our video. This is an introduction to our newest Laserfish process, which will be travel reimbursement. So just for a reference point, this process will replace the envelope that was previously used for travel reimbursement, and or if you had a spreadsheet that you maintained for mileage, this process will take the place of that. And so what we're going to do today is just walk you through that process. There will be a few changes to how we submit those, and we'll try to cover that as we go through. If you have any questions, always feel free to reach out to myself. This is April, by the way, Sarah, Rhonda, or Becky, and we will do our best to help you out with that. So we're going to go ahead and get started, and you'll need to log into your Laserfish just like you do for any of the other Laserfish processes, and then go to your Start Process tab. And under Start Process, you should see a button that says Travel Reimbursement Start, and this will start the form. So this is what it looks like. It's going to be really similar to what your envelope looks like currently. We tried to make it as streamlined as possible and as simple as possible. So the first thing you'll enter is your travel PO number. And I know most of you probably don't know your travel PO number right now, but don't worry, Jennifer is going to get that out to you. And if you ever have questions or you don't remember, you can always call the finance office and we can get that for you. Your director is the next step. You'll just pick the director, whoever approves your purchase requisitions and travel right now. Sarah is driving for us, so she's going to pick Bob. And then next is mileage. So just so you know, mileage, we have a mileage chart in our district policy manual, and so that's the first link that you're going to see. There's also the ODOT mileage chart or an appropriate internet tool. In this case, we are using Google Maps. So district policy says that we prioritize mileage in that order. So if you're going to a partner school or any of our sister institutions, I believe they are all listed on District Policy AR 123. That's the chart that Sarah's showing you right here. So the appropriate mileage can be found there. If for some reason one of the mileage distances you're looking for is not on that list, our next choice is that you use the ODOT mileage chart, which is also a link. You can click that. If you haven't used this website before, it's really great. It has every city and town in Oklahoma for the most part, and so it will give you distance from one city to the next. If for some reason neither one of those are really doing what you need, you can also use an appropriate internet mileage tool. So Google Maps, MapQuest, anything like that where you can list your mileage is appropriate. You can save that as a PDF that shows the mileage and upload it to your document. So one change that we're going to make on mileage, it's a little bit different, is we really like for you to submit one line per date. So if you're going to travel today, we'll say, which is January 25th, and you're going to go to multiple cities or towns, we would like you to list it with a hyphen in between. So say we're going Asher to Bethel to Tecumseh and back to Shawnee, you would list it sort of like this. And then you would add up all your mileage distances from point to point, so from Asher to Bethel, plus Bethel to Tecumseh, plus Tecumseh to Shawnee, and you would enter that into your miles on the right. We have no idea how far that is, so we're just going to make up a number. So 85 miles, what you'll notice, that total mileage expense will calculate for you, and that will be updated as often as the IRS updates their mileage, so you don't have to worry about updating that. You'll see there the document attached upload. That's for the use case where you have to use Google Maps or MapQuest. You can save your mileage document and attach it there so we can see how you calculated your miles. And next on the list, Sarah's going to pick something for us. Next on the list, you'll see, just like on your envelope, you have per diem and other. Those are collapsed right now, so you can expand them if you need to use those areas on the form. Just a reminder, per diem, the little snippet that tells you how to calculate your per diem is right there, just like on your envelope. I know that's a tricky thing. If you ever have questions, just feel free to reach out to Becky, Rhonda, or myself, and we can walk you through that process. There's also the link to the IRS per diem rate. So if you click on that, it should open up, and then here's where you can look up your city and state or zip code where you're staying. I will just remind you, when you do search for a city, state, it shows the lodging rate first, and then your per diem, or what they call it, meals and incidentals, is listed second. So you'll need to scroll down and look at the bottom chart to find your per diem rate. So just a reminder, when you go to find rates, it's going to be on the bottom. So there's the lodging, and then below that, meals and incidentals. That's what you're looking for per diem. So if you ever have questions, as always, reach out to us. We know a lot of us don't do this very often, so that's okay. So once you have your per diem, if you need to enter it, it's going to require you to upload some sort of agenda. So Sarah's going to enter her per diem right now. And when you put your per diem amount in there and hit enter, it is going to pop up a field that says agenda for per diem claimed. So at that point, you need to upload the agenda for whatever conference, event, whatever you're attending. That would be great. If for some reason you don't have an agenda, if you could just type up where you went, what the schedule was for your day, and attach that, that would be just fine. If you have questions, always reach out. So the next section is other expenses. So this is probably the least common of the three, but if you had, for example, toll charges or taxi or shuttle parking, Uber, Lyft, cab, any of those things while you were out traveling for the district, you would enter that here. And again, once you enter your date and description and amount, it is going to require you to upload your receipts. And so once you enter some expenditures in that section, then it is going to require you to attach your receipts. Just scan those in just like you would. Please put them in order. It is very confusing, especially if you have several receipts. So please scan them in order that you're claiming them, and then attach them there. At the very bottom, it's going to total your total reimbursement for you. So that's going to add up your mileage, your per diem, and your other expenses for a total reimbursement amount. And then you are able to sign it just like you would a purchase requisition. And then once you sign, you'll be able to submit your travel reimbursement request. And we changed the process a little bit from how we do the paper now. So as soon as you submit that request, it's going to go to Becky, and Miss Becky is going to check it for your mileage and your receipts and your agenda and all those things. And then it will continue through the normal process. We're just trying to streamline it a little bit better and help Rhonda out, try to get those done so she's not having to process for 117 employees. And so once that's done, it will go to Becky, it will go to your director, it will still go to Rhonda for a double check, and then the superintendent. And then once everyone's approved your travel reimbursement request, finance will process it, and you will get an email just like you always do from Jennifer letting you know that you have a check ready. So a couple of tips that I just like to point out, especially for those frequent travelers. I know we have people that like to update their spreadsheet or their envelope as they go through the month, and you can still do that with Laserfish. What I would recommend you do is just, for the month of February example, we're going to start a travel reimbursement request and then save it as a draft. So if you start the process, you can enter your PO, you can enter your director just like you normally would, and then at the very bottom you still have the option to save as draft. So that little save as draft button will let you save it. You can give it a name. We're going to call this travel reimbursement February. And then as you travel throughout the month, then you can go back to your draft folder in Laserfish. And you can click it here, or if you go to your Laserfish main page on your inbox, there's a folder on the left-hand side that says drafts. And if you click on that, there's your draft for travel reimbursement. So if you travel today or this week and you like to update it more frequently, you can go add your days and continue to save as draft. And then once most people submit at the end of the month, when the end of the month comes, you can go ahead and sign and submit that form, and it will go through the process, and you can start your next draft for the next month. And I think That is it. You can save as draft as many times as you would like. Just don't forget to submit that. Again, this is April in Finance. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to me, Miss Becky, Rhonda, Sarah, and we'll try to help you through the process as best we can. And happy laser fishing.